Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of Be Money Smart. I'm your host, Augustia, and I'm so glad you're here today. We are diving into something that has been on everyone's mind lately: how to actually make money when everything feels so unpredictable. Today, I wanted to get real about what we are all facing right now. Think about it. Now is 2025, 5 years after pandemic started. And back in 2020, when this whole thing started, people were saying, oh, by 2021, we will go back to normal. And then 2022 rolled around and everyone just like, okay, now that we are reopening, the economies will go to bounce back big time. Well, here we are, and let's be honest, none of us saw this coming. The market doing things nobody predicted, and there's just so much uncertainty everywhere you look. But here is what I know for sure. People want a better, freer life, and that's the one consistent. Anything else? It's all up in the air. Remember, when you were in school, and someone would ask, what do you think of your scores on the test we took? Or do you think you will get into that one certain college? Even with all the prep or the study, you just could know that for sure, right? And as for job hunting after graduation, your parents would ask, do you think you will get that job? And your answer is always, I don't know. It's not because you don't understand the situation or you are just trying to dodge the question. It's just because there are too many variables. I've seen this with business owners too. And there's just one guy who I know who loves to plan everything before he do, and he will define the scope, break it down, create those massive documents with every single task mapped out, and then he will work through them one by one. That approach might have worked back in, I think, 1990s or early 2000s, but today, not so much. Everything's constantly changing now. And take marketing, for example. Just telling your boss, if we invest like $10,000 amount in the TikTok, and we will definitely improve our GMV by 20% and increase our fans to 1,000 extra. Come on, the algorithm are learning and changing every single day, and how can anyone guarantee those kind of specific results? Alright, enough about problems, why everything's uncertain. Let's talk about solution. I know some of you are thinking, does hard work even matter anymore? Especially when you see stories about people with advanced degrees struggling to find good jobs. Here's my take on making money when nothing's predictable. First, remember what never changes. The only constant is change itself. Yeah, I know that sounds cliche, but stick with me. What you need to focus on is the fundamentals. In marketing, for instance, customers will always want good quality products and you want money from them. It's got to be a win-win situation. Or if somebody is getting screwed over, and that never lasts. Let me tell you about a snack bar I loved when I was a kid. The owners, the husband, the wife, they are not marketing gurus, and they didn't have fancy strategies or social media campaigns, and they just made their tasty noodles and snacks and treat their customers right. They kept improving their recipes and didn't jack up prices like crazy and genuinely cared about making people happy with their food. Guess what? They made enough money to buy a house and had a branch. Now their sons run the restaurant. No franchise model, no complicated business plans, just solid fundamentals. Second, stay proactive. My parents face many choices too. They are part of the business entrepreneurs after the economic reform opened up. They could start the business, work for state-owned companies, or play it safe with stable jobs. But every era has opportunities, even during the most controlled economic periods. But today we got AI, incredible platforms and tools our parents never dreamed of. Are we using them? Some people say, oh, it's harder now because we are standing on the shoulders of giants. But that's exactly why we should be reaching even higher. Third, don't copy and paste other people's success. This is huge. Back in school, when someone aced a test, a teacher would ask them to share their secret. They would say something like, okay, I practice every day or write an essay every day this month, so everyone else would try the exact same thing. And crickets still didn't ace the next test. Same thing happens in the business all the time. Boss A tells Boss B, I invested $1 million in TikTok and got 700% profit growth. Okay, so Boss B does the exact same thing and don't get the same result. Why? Because you don't know what else Boss A had going on, their team, timing, or previous groundwork. It's just like a weight loss. The girl A says, I lost 15 pounds running 5 kilometers every day. So girl B tried it and nothing happens. And different bodies, different lifestyles, and different starting points. Here's what it comes down to. First, stay proactive. Don't let uncertainty paralyze you. Second, keep learning and trying. You can learn from others, but you cannot just copy their exact playbook. Third, embrace the trial and error. You're not gonna nail it right out of the gate, and that's perfectly fine. And people who are trying to be perfect from day one, they usually never start. Just begin, then keep updating and improving. Think about how you'll get a little better every single day. Look, I know this all sounds easier said than done, but here's what I want you to remember. Every successful person you admire went through the same uncertainty. They figured it out by doing, not by waiting for perfect conditions. That's a wrap on today's episode. Folks, I hope this gives you a fresh perspective on turning the uncertainties into opportunities. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate the uncertainties. It's to get comfortable dancing with it. And hey, if this episode helped you say things differently, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button right now. Seriously, it takes 2 seconds and it helps more people discover these conversations. Plus, you will never miss an episode when we drop new strategies for building wealth in whatever crazy world we are living in next. I've got some pretty good topics that I guarantee will change how you think about money. So smash that subscribe button, leave us a review if you are feeling generous. I will catch you in the next episode. Until then, keep building that better life.